Interrupt you there. Plenty of more time for chat later on, but there it is. There's the Rolls-Royce making its way very sedately down from Windsor Castle. I'll hand over to you, Sophie, because as I say, you've got a better view than me.
Not quite yet. We can't see it at the moment, but it will be coming around the corner very shortly. Now, this is the Queen's Rolls-Royce, a Rolls-Royce Phantom 6, which I believe was used for...
There's a clever trick they do in that. They have a spotlight just behind the driver which shines onto their faces, so you break down, they can get...
Oh, they could walk at that distance, couldn't they? And now here they come into Windsor High Street, past all the shops and the offices and the people who've been waiting all morning to get a glimpse of the couple. There's Camilla smiling, beaming, and Prince Charles. And here they are, nearing the Guildhall, where they will stop and climb out, probably wave to the crowd before they go in for their civil ceremony. The band behind us has just stopped, as you can probably hear, and the cheers start.
They've waited 33 years for this.
And what a moment that will be. This is going to be a uniquely private moment, though, isn't it? We will not see anything of this. We will know no details of this.
No details. I'm not even sure we'll see a picture from inside here. When they do this, they put everything in the archives at Windsor, and people in 100 years will see it, but I don't think we will.
Photographs will be taken, but none will be published.
Correct.
Having a look around the castle now, this some of the arrival scenes, this the exterior of St. George's Chapel, this where the blessing is going to take place later on today. It takes place at 2:30. This, of course, where we're going to see the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh. They're in the royal apartments at this moment. These the west steps of St. George's Chapel. This is where the Duchess of Cornwall, as she will be, and the Prince of Wales will emerge after that service, presided over by the Archbishop of Canterbury, Dr. Rowan Williams. They'll appear there, and that's where, again, talking about it in keeping with any other wedding, that's where the group family photograph will take place. The Shans will join the Windsors, and of course already the photographers trying to get pole position there for that key shot. A bit of milling around on the steps, and those photographs will be taken. Now, just let me tell you a bit about how the guests are arriving there. There you see dignitaries and royalty and clergy arriving from all over the world. They're actually parking up on a cricket pitch. And there's Lord Carey, the former Archbishop of Canterbury, just arriving. You see, they're all getting put on that bus. They're parking up on a cricket pitch the other side of Windsor and getting in these buses. I'm sure they're very plush and being taken then into the precincts of Windsor Castle, and then just making the short journey down towards St. George's Chapel and taking their places then in the nave, awaiting the start of that ceremony. And quite a ceremony it is too, I can assure you. Some wonderful music being chosen by the couple, some fantastic hymns, and they're actually going to have to mill around a bit again. Piers Morgan, a bit like a normal wedding. The guests that arrive early, they're shut out. The doors aren't opening, I'm told, until 1 o'clock.
It is absolutely classic normal wedding, isn't it? They're the other guests and a bit of a loose end. You know, what do we do for half an hour?
Go to the pub.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think Archbishop of Canterbury should be going to a pub really, but perhaps he should calm his nerves before the big moment. No, it's great, isn't it? I mean, it is like a normal wedding. And I think that a lot of people, although I'm one for pomp and ceremony with these things, a lot of people will look at it and think, actually, that may be the way for the royal family to go, more and more. It's to become much more like...
But Penny Junior, we are getting a good mix today, because we've got, as we say, the democratic service taking place in the Guildhall, as ordinary people do. But then St. George's Chapel, yes, it is open to the public, but there's a bit of pomp and ceremony in there. I mean, I've looked at the rehearsals. I mean, it's going to be quite something, isn't it?
Yes, and I think, I think Piers is right. I think the monarchy, I mean, it has been evolving, and particularly a lot of change has happened since Diana. And I think that, you know, the way that the monarchy have dealt with people, have what's the word I want? Interacted with people. It has really shifted quite significantly, and the modernisation that's gone on inside Buckingham Palace. And I think that what does need to happen is to, I mean, I think they should never lose the pomp and the ceremony, because I think that is
okay,
very
well, talking about Penny, let's sneak ourselves inside by the aid of the many cameras we have inside. There's St. George's Chapel. There it is for the first time today. This, the scene before this service takes place. The blessing, it's of course the centre of the Knights of the Garter. These the banners of the Knights, the 24 members of one of the oldest, it is the oldest order of chivalry. The Queen, of course, a member, the Prince of Wales, 24 others, and some companion members, foreign royalty. And this, the inner sanctum, as it were, the choir. Now, that's spelt with a Q. This is where we really be focusing on this afternoon. Starting at 2:30, the Archbishop of Canterbury will perform the blessing. There'll be no rings, remember. We will see the ring, but the rings will already have been exchanged. That could be taking place at this very moment, a few hundred metres away from the chapel there in the Guildhall. The royal couple will already be married. And this is where their guests, their friends, their family, and other dignitaries are going to witness the blessing.
Things will be soon, well, they probably already are, a married couple expected any minute as the doors will open from the Guildhall. What do you expect to happen when they come out? Do you think there will be any kind of walkabout?
No, I don't think there will be. I think they've got a little bit of a warning that there were one or two boos, so they want to avoid that. And also, I don't think Camilla, at the moment, I think she might think it was a bit presumptuous to go and do a walkabout. No, I think they'll get in their car, and I think they'll go back fairly quickly.
As far as we know, though, it was a very, very simple service, wasn't it?
Yes, I think it was a very straightforward one. I'm surprised it's almost lasting for half an hour.
I know.
Absolute, no, classic, just getting married, and that's what they wanted, I think, now.
And then they go back to the castle. They've got the next service not for quite a while. The guests are all going to be waiting.
The Queen's giving her own lunch party to which they're not invited. She's entertaining sort of royals and heads of state and that sort of thing. They're going to have to click their heels for an hour or so until they go to St George's Chapel.
Now, compared to other royal weddings that you have covered.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness.
This is the 9th I've done. The first one was Princess Anne with Mark Phillips, her first marriage. I did her second as well. Very grand those things were, of course, but today, yeah, this is very different to the ones I know. I mean, Sarah Chatto, when she married Daniel, that was in the City of London. I mean, they were fairly simple, but I just didn't expect our future king to be marrying in a register office.
No,
I don't think the Queen saw it quite that way.
And what about the turnout? I mean, in comparison, I don't know, Prince Edward and Sophie, when they got married in 1999.
Yeah, there were many more people present at that. You couldn't really move around for some time, and people were coming in the day before. I mean, there was a lady on before saying she arrived here at 7 o'clock this morning and came right to the front. She'd done that with Charles's first marriage. She wouldn't have been within 3 miles.
But then perhaps that's also the nature of this marriage today,
yes.
and that there is very little, really. For the people who are standing on the street here, they get this glimpse and that's it.
That's
a lot
right.
of it they will see.
Well, of course, on the previous one, they had the great procession through London from Clarence House for Diana and then from Buckingham Palace for Prince Charles. So there was huge areas to go through. Here it's very tight. You've got the Long Walk, and I think there were quite a lot of people down there. Yeah, there was a buzz of excitement, but, you know, people do like marriages, don't they? I always stop and watch a marriage if it's happening, whoever's it is, let alone the Prince of Wales.
Were you surprised by the boos?
Yes. Well,
there were only a handful. There were 2, 3
There
people.
were, but that's pretty shocking on a
wedding day.
I wasn't totally surprised. Thank God nothing was thrown. I thought that could happen. There are still a lot of people out there who are very anti it, and I think as time goes by, they will get more used to it. Really, we do want him happy. If he's going to be our king, and he will only be that if he outlives the Queen, I think we want a happy king, and Camilla can achieve that.
And here they come. The doors are... So there they go. Back into the Queen's Rolls Royce. Very relaxed looking, weren't they?
Yeah, she's a little bit awkward with her way, but it's quite... yes, why not? She's finally got him in a grip, yes. It was a pretty swift exit, that, you know. It was not much hanging around.
No walkabout there, but it has to be said as well, no booing either.
No, I haven't heard a single boo since they came out.
There's Prince William, one of the witnesses, along with Tom Parker Bowles, Camilla's son. She must be very relieved, Camilla, that at least that part of the day is over.
Yes, indeed, and immensely happy. I mean, this is something she's wanted for a very long time.
But the nerves she must have been feeling overnight.
Yes, and there was a lovely touch. You know, 2 days ago, Andrew Parker Bowles, her previous husband, rang her and had a long chat with her and said, I wish you all the luck in the world. That's really nice. Of course, Andrew Parker Bowles with his new wife, Rosemary.
To Park Street, back through Cambridge Gate, the long walk, and re-enter. There's Cambridge Gate, and then they will re-enter Windsor Castle, where they have, it has to be said, quite a long wait for the blessing.
Yes, clicking their heels, as somebody said.
And here come the rest of the party, the Shan family there.
Yes.
There's Camilla's father.
Looking wonderful. They're getting buses, I imagine, to go back again. There's...
One of her sisters.
Yes.
Her brother, their children. And there goes the new Duchess of Cornwall into Windsor Castle.